Look at what I just received through the post. It has arrived. My Capsule Corp logo. It looks as though it has an adhesive. I was imagining that you just sew it. Or somebody who knows something about sewing can explain to me. But I think you do actually peel and yeah, I think you just stick it on. So I need to buy the jacket next, a suitable blue jacket, and then I can stick this on and already it will look like a future Trunks uniform. But yeah, I think it cost me around £3.50, maybe £4 or something. Here, it's there we go. Order confirmed. 25th of September. Today is the 1st of October. It took a little while, but not too long. £3.80 in free delivery, so that's not too bad. It seems to be good quality, doesn't it? That seems to be good. That will do the trick. But I was looking forward to sewing it and trying that sewing machine out, which I purchased from a charity shop. But maybe I'm sure it'll get used in the future. Future Trunks' future. But there we go. So what do you think? I think that's good because as soon as you see it, and if you look at Future Trunks' blue jacket, it is pretty much just a standard blue jacket. I mean, I'm sure within a universe there are different brands as well. It's the Capsule Corp brand because, of course, in their universe, it is innately Capsule Corp. But then that said, they could have purchased the jackets from the wholesale. In fact, presumably they do, and then they affix the logo on after. But yeah, it will be that psychological push to make you think, oh yeah, that's Future Trunks' jacket. So that's good. So that arrived today, just moments ago. Well, maybe an hour or so ago when I was rambling during another video. But I went on an adventure yesterday. I went to Harborne, where I very rarely am these days. It is really strange because Harborne is not actually that far away. I'm quite certain Google Maps will claim it takes an hour or something to get to this part of Harborne. But it really is on the border of Selyoke, this part of Harborne, anyway, the high street. So you just got a little past Queen Elizabeth and wherever it was, some other places. I recognised this was on the 48, the new 48, because of course 48 used to go from West Bromwich to Kings Norton. I'm not sure if it even goes to Kings Norton anymore, but it now it goes to Northfield, doesn't it now? It's really strange. Or am I thinking of something else? But they've changed to 48 anyway. So I went to Harborne to go to the Acorns Superstore, and I did get there. They close at 6 p.m, so I had plenty of time. It is a big store. It may now be the largest charity shop I have ever been in. It is pretty large. Not impossible to go around in a whole day or within 20 minutes or so. But it is fair sized. There is a lovely collection of library. There is a lovely library full of books. Unfortunately, very few had prices on, so I was a bit confused by that. But there are even seats to sit down and read some books. There's a technology section nearer to the counter. There are, I think, 3 counters. This feels like the only charity shop I have seen where there's more than one counter, because normally you just get one small counter, of course, but they actually had room for multiple counters and so multiple attendants to serve you. It was a good experience. I saw some comic books and video games and PC games. Not many, but a few. There was an Xbox One game, but it was a FIFA game or something. So as in, well, that's fine if you are collecting them, but you can pick them up from anywhere, so you'd not have to just hope that this store has them. That's something commonly found in practically every charity shop within the country. FIFA games from PlayStation 2 era to PlayStation 3 to Xbox One, Xbox 360 maybe sometimes. You can find them everywhere. But they did have some very interesting things, and I really enjoyed it. I would definitely go back again. It was a lovely charity shop, but price-wise, some things seemed fairly fair, but I did notice, and I've not been to an Acorns that recently, save for, of course, the one I've just been to, the Superstore in Harborne, but the one I'd been to a couple of times was in Rubery, and so they always had 10 DVDs for £1. I was really disappointed to see that's the Superstore in Harborne, maybe due to higher rent or something, as I think Harborne is a bit more upmarket. It was 2 DVDs for £1. What a difference. So that was disappointing. 2 DVDs for £1. And by DVDs, I mean DVDs, including box sets, which is good. Box sets were included, to be fair, but they also mean PC games and Xbox One, that FIFA Xbox One game or basketball, whatever it was, that was included as well. So there's some flexibility there. You could pick a game, you could pick a DVD, a movie, film series as well. But unless the Rubery Acorns and other Acorn stores have now changed their policy, and I'm pretty sure that they have not, this Superstore offers less value for money where DVDs are concerned. I'm not sure about books because very few had a price. I may have seen 25 pence for one book, or £1.25, probably, not 25 pence. But for some reason I feel there was a 25 pence book, and maybe that was one of the other charity shops I went to actually. But yeah, they had loads of books about poetry and prose sales. Really, I could have spent all day there just reading the book. So what they have is great. It really is great. They have loads of books, loads of DVDs, rows upon rows. Maybe an old hi-fi system in the technologies section, a monitor for £50, £30, whatever. A fair size. I did not Google it to see whether or not this was the going rate, cheaper than the going rate, or a bit more expensive for that particular brand and size. But they had some interesting things. I was concerned there was something in the children's section that was, it was a murder mystery game, and I was thinking to myself, I'm not quite sure if that should be in the children's section. That may be a bit inappropriate, especially as it seems to be toys particularly aimed at very young children. So perhaps leave it a few years before introducing children to the concept of murder, because unfortunately they will come across it at some point in life. But perhaps through a casual game when you're saying, let's have a gaming nights tonight. We could play Monopoly, we could play Tiddlywinks, or we can play Murder Mystery. Who can work out who murdered who? I mean, okay, Cluedo is about murder. Okay, true, but I feel like this was a bit. I'm sure some of this stuff was aimed at 5-year-olds and stuff, and I was thinking, why is there a murder mystery game here? This is getting a bit unnerving, getting a bit sinister now. But otherwise, yeah. I think they just, someone gave up, or made a mistake when organising things. Just thought it was a game and put it along the stuff for the very young children. But yeah, getting a bit sinister here now, trying to brainwash children to think about murders. But no, otherwise, it was a really good store. I really recommend it. It's a nice store, nice layout. I was thinking to myself, they must be quite busy, considering, although it is only one floor, they have quite a lot of space to cover, trying to keep on top of everything. I'm looking out for breakages, which will unfortunately happen at some point. Someone will drop a vase or something. There was a woman speaking to one of the work people. She seemed quite busy in between doing that, because I was prevented from looking at the DVDs initially just because of the time I happened to walk in. They were fixing a light or something, a light fixture. So I was looking around the books, I went somewhere else, and then I noticed they had gone, so I could properly check out the DVDs and see what PC and video games they had. But it was a good experience, but also that's just the beginning. Harborne, wow, despite being what I thought was a slightly more affluent area, they have loads of charity shops. I cannot even tell you all the charity shops I went in, but I would try. I think there was a general Oxfam. There was an Oxfam just for books, and I thought it was just for books, but I think it said books and music as a subtitle on the storefront. So unfortunately, I did not have time to go in there, partly because I was desperately looking for a toilet after drinking too much water and I went into Marks and Spencer's food hall thinking to myself, there I have toilets. And of course they did not. And so then I was guilt tripped into buying something. Then I saw some chutneys and things. I thought, this will help me prepare a second package for Ross and Tina on the Finn Loves Food channel. So I started to put some things together for our American friends. And so that was worth going in. But I was disappointed that they deceived me. I thought they would have toilets, public toilets or something. But no. But yeah, back to charity shops. There one may have been a PDSA. I'm sure there was another animal shelter. I did not see a Birmingham hospice. I'm pretty sure I did not. I feel like that was the only local charity shop that they did not have. But I'm sure there were 2 Oxfam shops, pet shops. Oh, there was a charity shop just for children. I did not have time to look in there either, but they had just loads of toys and stuff and child-friendly books. So that was definitely worth looking at next time. So 3 or so on one side of the road, and on the other side of the road, the side of a Greggs store. So if you look for the Greggs, they have the most charity shops. Definitely try and look in both, but the side opposite the Acorns Superstore also has, as I say, loads of charity shops, even more. So maybe start on the Acorns Superstore, so you have time to look around the Superstore and then walk up and down looking for the other charity shops, and then cross the road over to the Greggs, and you'll find even more charity shops. And this brings me back to Dragon Ball Z. So we have 2 Dragon Ball Z references today, because I saw straight away, I knew what it was and I was excited. I saw Dragon Ball Z Babidi Battle Royale, and only 99 pence, and I suspected it would be quite cheap. So for anyone unaware, these are some of the more original releases, so these are quite rare. If you look online, you can easily pay £15 to £20 for them second hand, not brand new, just second hand, £15 to £20. I mean, I'm sure there are no more brand new sealed copies of these, but if there were, they'd go for £200 each probably. So these have a slightly different dub, slightly different setup. I think these are the Next Time on Dragon Ball Z editions, where the narrator actually says Next Time on Dragon Ball Z, I believe. As you can see, copyrights 2001. So, and also interestingly, region 1, 2, and 4. That is really interesting. So there's nice flexibility there. So basically, this is somewhat closer to some of the TV aired versions. Although this is not Ocean dub, so this is still Funimation's internal dub, whereas when I was a child it was mostly Ocean dub, and then maybe they switched to Funimation later for some, I think. But it was mostly Ocean that I saw. And getting Ocean DVDs or VHS, you'll need to take out a loan for that, from what I remember. For just 62 minutes, remember, bear in mind, you can pay £20 to £30 because these are collector's items. This is such a great find. This is only my second volume from this series that I have. I believe I have a Future Trunks era DVD in my collection. Includes C versions, English uncut version, and the original Japanese version subtitled in English. So yeah, these are really rare, these singles. They're really rare, so look out for them. 99 pence, that's such a bargain. I'm tempted to try and go there every day, and I hope that they put some more out. These are really, really rare. And it gets you, it is not quite the TV dub that we saw on Cartoon Network in England. But that said, like I said before, they may have started showing some early Funimation dubs when I was a child. So this may actually be a DVD of some of the later versions that I saw. But anyway, it's really interesting. This is the pre-Orange Box dub, so it is a nice addition to my collection, supplement and complements my orange boxes, my green Dragon Ball GT boxes, my multicolored Dragon Ball boxes, because I have a few different versions for Dragon Ball. As in terms of the packaging, the discs are probably the same, but the packaging. So yeah, that's a great find. So I only bought one thing, but what a find. Babidi Battle Royale. 99 pence, I cannot believe that. That's really great. This goes for, one listing had £20, £15 postage because they were shipping from the US, so otherwise it may have been only £5 or so. But normally they are very expensive from what I've seen. And the VHSs, yeah, they can be a bit pricey as well. Here we go, this exact version, £16.12 and £2.96 or best offer. This is from the UK. The VHS version, £7.59 plus £17.45 because it is coming from the United States. So the VHSs, some people in the US are selling them relatively cheap, but to us they're not because of delivery. I appreciate the delivery costs, but if you live closer, you could get a bit of a bargain. Gosh, yeah, VHSs, that's going back. £16.20. Yeah, so you're paying about £15 to no, even £20, I think is the average. I would say £20. Oh gosh, are they still sealed? Sealed VHSs? Gosh, I might have to import these. They'll be expensive, but well, no, seriously. Someone has still sealed VHSs, I think. £7.58 once converted to GBP, and £17.40 converted for shipping. Still there very rare. Wow. Fans of the 1996 TV series will love these classic episodes. Yeah, VHS is. But yeah, definitely. I've not checked the disc yet, but it's definitely a great bargain. Even if the disc does not work, it costs me only 99 pence, and we get the cover art, we get a piece of history. But obviously, I hope that the disc works. I'm sure it will do. I think I did briefly check the condition. Oh, that looks to be really good. That was a very solid feeling disc, I have to say. I feel like the quality of DVDs has gone down. That felt extra solid. So I will try that out in my USB DVD player. I will attach it to my laptop. I could try it on my monitor as well. And yeah, I will let you know how it goes. I need to check on some cooking, but I just wanted to update on these great finds. And this arrived through the post for my cosplay/acting project. But I still cannot believe that 99 pence. That's great. That's really great. A great bargain. I may well never see another one that's the same charity shop or another charity shop. But as I said, I did purchase one years ago, I think it was, from a charity shop. I wish I could remember where it was. Maybe it was Northfield during one of my first jaunts to Northfield, long time ago. From somewhere. Somewhere. I wish I could remember where I found it, but that is a great bargain. These are so rare because obviously they're long out of print and they've moved on to box sets more now rather than individual releases. So that's a great find. We're going to test that out very shortly.